Hi guys, this is Addison at Fort Stewart, and today we are going to talk about permissions. I know this is one of the videos you've all been waiting for. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to do 2 episodes of this just because there are so many places that you can put permissions. So first we're going to talk about the standard user permissions. Also, I apologize. I don't know if you can hear that, but my dog is like gulping water because he was running outside with my kids. So, okay. So I've made you guys a little infographic, and I'll put this on the IEW Facebook page. But basically, this is like a little rundown of the permissions model, okay? So the first thing I want to say is that there are already tons of permissions in your site already ready to go. And I'm going to show you how to use them. Like, they're already set on the pages. You know, all you have to do is assign people to groups, okay? So I just wanted to preface with that. Okay, so let's start with the top. That's you guys. The public affairs officers are the ones who have the most permissions, okay? You guys are called site managers. You guys can publish pages. You guys can, you have complete access to the file manager. You can add and deactivate users, everything. The only difference between you guys and then the user named admin, or sometimes it's called MCOM, is just a few technical things, which you don't really need. It's just stuff that like Neil and Shelby need. So that's really the only difference. Other than that, you guys have full permissions to everything. Okay. So what's next? Oh, and I have page managers here, and I will talk about that later, okay? But mostly you guys are site managers, okay? All right, so the next level down is page contributors. So an example of this would be the group DPW contributor, okay? Now these are the people who, you know, they work at DPW, but they're editing their pages on Concrete 5 and all that kind of stuff, okay? They can't publish pages, but they can add pages in the sitemap. They can edit all of their pages. And I think for this one, you would be fine with giving them full access to the file manager, but it's up to your discretion. You know, for some larger installations, you may want to just give them their own folder and have them have access to that whole folder. But that's totally, it's up to you. Note here, though, we only want public affairs officers to be publishing pages because we always want to make sure that all of the information we're putting out to the public is vetted through public affairs. And I think we all know why. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. Now a third group, you guys, not everybody has this group yet. And if you want this group, all you have to do is email Neil and be like, hey, can you please add this permissions group? So if you feel like you need this, all you have to do is let us know. But you won't automatically have this on your site. But this is a lower level that we've also created, and it's called page editors. Now, on my site, almost everybody's a page editor because I have trust issues. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. But this is what a page editor is. They can't publish a page. They only have access to their page, and they don't have access to the sitemap. So they can't add pages. They can't do anything. Okay. The page contributors, they can add pages. You know, if DPW needs another page for environmental, they can do that. But page editors cannot. And they only have access to their assigned folder in the file manager. As a matter of fact, page editors, they don't even have an edit mode button until they get to their page. So that's the lowest level of permissions. So they don't even have like a dashboard, really. And then another fun thing I'm going to go over are area permissions. Okay, so let's say you have this nice, beautiful page. You've got tabs all over it. You've put like all kinds of high-speed wrappers and all kinds of stuff, and it's just beautiful. Well, let's say you have a user who needs to edit that page, but they don't necessarily have the technical skills to understand all the rest of the blocks. What you can do is you can put area permissions on the page. So you can actually give someone permissions to only certain blocks. So, you know, my example here is Cersei Lannister. So if you want Cersei Lannister to only be able to edit her text box and her service data box, that way she doesn't mess up all of your stuff, you can do that. So that's a really nice tool as well. That's also really good. Let's say, okay, I just had a hurricane. And you have a banner on your homepage that says information about the hurricane. Well, you don't want to necessarily give the Directorate of Emergency Services access and, publish permissions to your homepage, but you can give them area permissions to just the red box, just the alert box. So just things to think about. Okay. All right. So here are all of your groups. Okay. So, and I don't really like the name groups. They're kind of more like badges, really. And each person will be one thing. Okay. So a person is not going to be a CPAC manager and a CPAC contributor. They're going to be just one. Now, remember on the infographic when I said site and page manager? Okay. Here's where this comes in. So if you have someone who works in CPAC and has a higher level of technical skills than the average person, and you really feel confident in their ability to edit their pages and really manage their site, you can make them a manager and they'll have more permissions. But mostly everyone's going to be a contributor. Okay. So let's go a little larger, right? Okay, so let's say we have DPW managers, we have DPW contributors, and then maybe down the line, you also have DPW page editors. This one. So you have DPW editors, contributors, and managers. So, DPW just got users all over it. They just love them some Concrete 5. Okay. Oops. Oh, I just rearranged it. So that's a lot of clicking. Let me show you why. So when I go into the sitemap and I click on permissions, and I want to add DPW to a page, I would have to click all of these, click add, click group, okay, click DPW managers, save it, and then I have to do that again for the contributors and the page editors. Like, I'm already bored with this, okay? So what we've done is we put them into sets, okay? And this is where you get to all these. You guys see this menu over here? If you click on members and you're viewing the members menu, this comes up, okay? So we put them into sets, all right? So that way it's so many less clicks for you, okay? So you can go to the DPW set. And you wait. And you say, okay, the DPW managers and the DPW contributors are in this set. Oh, awesome. That's great. And then eventually the DPW page editors will also be in this set. That's awesome, because the next time you can go to permissions, and instead of clicking DPW contributor, DPW manager, you can just add a set. Select group set, DPW. Bam. All right. And let it think, because then it's got to pop up with the green thing, and then it'll go away, and then you click save. Okay. Now there's a few, sorry, there go my dogs. There's a few different things that other people need to do in the pages, and it really depends on what you're giving them access to. For example, guest is everybody who's not a user. So when my mom views the Fort Stewart website, she is a guest, okay? But the site managers can view versions, but maybe you want the DPW managers to also view versions. So all you would have to do is click on this, click add. And maybe you don't want the whole set. Maybe you just want the managers to be able to view versions. Wait for it. There it goes. Wait for it. There we go. Okay. And then it'll pop up here. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, what's this red thing? Okay. So, the red is the excluded, okay? And we mostly use this for hiding pages that we don't want the public to see yet. So we said guest is all the other people who don't have Concrete 5 logins, right? So I can click view. And I can trash guest from included. And then I can add guest to the excluded. So now only the guest is excluded from viewing this page. Now, that said, you don't need to go in here and exclude everybody, okay? That's not necessary at all. Just so you know, like, you don't need all of this to be read. You only need to do that if you want to do something like this with guest. You won't use that very often. Okay. Let's see. Let me do one more. So let's say you have a few DPW managers, but one in particular is probably the best. So you're just going to give him or her access to use a sitemap and nobody else, okay? Like I said, this is customizable. You can do whatever you want. So you can click user. And, we'll say Addison. Okay. Click save. Oh, wait for it. And then I would need to get rid of this set right here. So I would trash DPW set. And now only Addison and these other people are able to view that page in sitemap. Okay? See, like you're able to view the page in sitemap. Now I know what you're thinking. What is this? What are these little clocks here? You can actually add time settings. So, right now I'm on the site manager, so that's not really a good example. Let's say like Addison is really good at what she does, but she starts to get a little creative, outside of business hours. So let's say starting here, oops, we'll set it for a year, for the next year. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. I'm doing this wrong. That's another thing I was doing. Okay. All right. Sorry, let me go back. All right, let's say you only want her to view it Monday through Friday. So you're going to do a Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 4:30. And I'm going to repeat every week. Okay? Ends never. Okay, so what I've done here is I've told Concrete 5, hey, Addison can view the sitemap, but Addison can only view the sitemap Mondays through Fridays. Okay, I know it says the 8th, but it's actually the Monday from 7:30 to 4:30 every week. All right. You won't have to use those very often, but I mean, that's totally up to you. Just so you know, it's very customizable. You can do a lot with these. Okay. And then you click save. The last thing I want to say before I end this is that if you are going to have like someone be like a page editor or something, they basically need a few basic permissions. They need the ability to edit contents, and they need the ability to delete. Okay. Delete means like if you're on a page and you want to delete a block, that's what this is. Okay. Edit contents is editing anything that's already on the page. Okay. Those are the two basic ones. So at the very least, everyone needs to be able to delete and to edit contents. Other than that, this is all up to you, and most of it's already been saved for you. So let me show you. Okay, so this is a mock website of what you guys have, what you guys were given. So we added Addison to DPW. And look, the DPW set is already here. So you're already ready to go. Okay. All right, guys. I think I'm going to end episode 1 here. And then I'm going to do another episode where I go over folder permissions, file manager positions, and then area permissions. So, all right, guys. Stay tuned for episode 2.